What is going on, good people of YouTube? I'm ImJslay. Thank you so much for joining me, and wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. Today we're playing some Madden 21, but before we get into it, if you enjoy the content, leave a like rating, and if you would like to see more, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. If you missed our previous video, we went over our no money spent squad, and if you would like to check that video out, I'll leave a link in the description of this video so you can head on over there. For today's video, I'm going to be going over some budget players that you need to be adding to your squad, especially if you're a no money spent squad. Now, real quick, let me touch on the team showcase screen that we just saw a second ago. If you did watch my no money spent squad showcase, you didn't see that Lamar Jackson. That is a recent addition. I've played a few games with him right now, and I gotta tell you, Big Trust lives up to his nickname, that's for sure. Lamar Jackson is a solid quarterback. Picked him up for a little over 200K, and he's been working really nice so far. I think he's the best quarterback in the game. Some may say Dan Marino, some may say Patrick Mahomes. I think Lamar's where it's at, and I'm having a lot of fun using him. But that's not what this video is about. Today, this video is about some budget cards you need to be looking to add to your team. Now, in the case of all of these cards that we're going to be seeing, I have had success with every single one of them, so I'm not going off of what I've seen other people do. These are cards that I have physically used and I've had success with. Now, this is going to be one of at least a two-part series of showing you some cards that you need to be targeting. I realize everybody's budget is different, so what I'm going to be doing in this is bracketing them in a 35 to 55K bracket and then a 15 to 35K bracket as well. So that way you're going to get a good frame of, a good spectrum rather, of where these cards are. You know, if your budget is 15 to 25K, I'm going to have some cards that you're going to be able to target, right? If you do have a little bit more coins, you want to go for a little bit higher overalls, I'm going to show you some cards that you can target as well. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first player in the 15 to 35K bracket. So the first card in the 15 to 35K bracket comes to us in the form of 82 overall, right in Takk McKinley. Now, the cool thing about Takk McKinley here, first off, is he's a superstar MVP player. These players already come with abilities on their card, and in this case, Takk McKinley comes with a pretty solid ability. It is the Speedster ability, which, if you don't know what that ability does, is the offensive line builds up a resistance to defensive linemen, to rushers over time, and what Speedster does is it partially ignores this resistance when using speed rush moves. So it's a pretty solid ability, and it's one that I saw working pretty regularly when I had Takk McKinley in the lineup. One thing that it's been very difficult right now on defense is getting to the quarterback or getting some kind of pressure whatsoever. Offensive line is really good right now, so the defensive lineman not getting to the quarterback has been a bit of an issue. I noticed Takk McKinley was regularly getting to and pressuring the quarterback. He does have 81 speed, 84 excel, and 81 finesse moves. So these are all good things when it comes to pass rushing. You don't necessarily want to have him in as a run stuffer, right? I mean, 67 block shed is decent, but you want to have, you know, for a runner, a bedwetter rather, you want to have somebody in there that's a little bigger, a little tankier. Takk McKinley really just for those passing downs, those passing formations, you want to have him in. But this is a solid card that I had a lot of success with early on. And as you can see, he's only going for 16 to 17K, so that is well within a good budget card. Our second budget card in the 15 to 35K bracket comes to us in the form of 81 overall running back Raheem Mostert. Now, Raheem Mostert I have used since day one, and he is still my starting running back. Now, I actually utilize a two running back set in most instances, mostly for pass catching, but I will audible down to a run formation if you are, you know, in a very pass-heavy defense. And Raheem Mostert, with his speed, he can get to that second level of the defense and outrun a lot of people. Let's take a look at the stats on this card. So he's got 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 81 agility, 80 carrying, 81 change of direction. Just some notables that stand out to me. Now, if you get his power up, which I'll show you in a second, is only going for about 9K or so, and you want to go ahead and power Raheem Mostert up, and then you take it a step further and you put him on a Niners or Ravens theme team, he's going to get 88 speed and 87 acceleration. Now, that's going to really get him to the second level of defense, and he's really going to get out of there very, very fast. He's very comparable when you have him powered up and on a theme team to the Cam Akers. Now, Cam Akers is the team builders running back that you may see a lot of players utilizing right now. I believe he has 88 speed, so that card's going for about 50K. You can get this Raheem Mostert right now for about 18K, and then you can get his power up for 8K. So that's 26K roughly, plus the training. With him only being an 81 overall card, it's only going to cost about 53 training, which is just maybe another 2K that you'll have to spend. So you're talking about 28K versus 50K. That's saving you about 22K, getting a very, very similar running back. Raheem Mostert, for someone looking to go no money spent or on a budget route, is definitely a running back you want to target. So our final budget card in the 15 to 35K bracket is coming to us in the form of tight end Darren Waller. Now, Darren Waller I do not use right now. I've actually upgraded my tight end. However, this card could still be on my team and it would still do just fine. He was leading my team in receptions, receiving yards, almost every single game. I do run a 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end set, so the tight end I am throwing to quite often. Now, if you're not throwing to a tight end, you might not want to have Darren Waller on your team, but if you do utilize the tight end in your passing offense, he is one that I would definitely look to pick up. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of his stats or some of his attributes. He's got 82 speed, 84 catching, 77 spec catch, 80 short, and 77 medium route running. He's not going to be doing a lot of deep route running, or at least if he is, you're probably not looking to throw to him. Maybe you're looking to kind of take a zone out of the play from the other receiver that you're looking to actually target. But when you talk about getting him the ball, that short and medium route running is pretty solid for an 81 overall card, especially considering he's going to be matched up against linebackers. And a lot of the linebackers right now don't have the best zone coverage, don't have the best speed. Darren Waller does have 82 speed, so he's going to be able to, with that route running, kind of outmaneuver and outrun some of the linebackers. Now, if someone wants to user a linebacker, they're going to have to predict pretty well, and depending on who that linebacker is that they're using, he still might be able to outrun them. So he's also 6'6", so he's got really good length. You can kind of throw it up to him, but we saw a second ago he was on the market for about 23K. He's at 25K right now, which I tell you, he's worth it. He really is worth it. You're going to spend a little bit more than some of the other cards that we've shown so far, but Darren Waller for a passing offense is definitely a card that you want to kind of look for. Now we're on to the 35 to 55K budget bracket, and the first budget card in that bracket comes to us in the form of 85 overall wide receiver Stefon Diggs. This dude plays way, way better than the 85 overall rating that he has. Now, 85 overall right now is a really good rating. However, Mark Clayton, Keenan McCardell, Drew Bennett, Tyreek Hill, these cards are kind of dominating the higher overall teams right now. But Stefon Diggs, I know, could be on one of those teams and would still produce. I've had him for a couple days right now, and he gets open. His route running is going to get him open regardless of whatever his speed says. So let's take a look, though. He does have 85 speed. Now, if you want to get his power up, which is only about 3 to 4K, that's going to go up to 86 speed. He's got 84 spec catch, 83 short, 82 mid, and 83 deep route running. So he's a solid route runner across the board. And with some lower coverage, as we mentioned with Darren Waller, some lower coverage corners, unless you run into, an Aeneas Williams, unless you run into, an Adrian Wilson, some of these higher overall cards, Stephon Diggs is going to get open. I promise you. He's been getting open countless times for me. He catches the ball. He doesn't drop. He's got 82 catching. This is a solid card that you really want to look to acquire. He's right at the 55K threshold, and as you can see, he was up for 54. He's at 59 now, but he's right at, you can definitely get him for 55K for sure. Let's just take a look so you'll see his power up. He's going for about 4.4K right now. I saw one a second ago for about 3.5K. So you're really looking at about, you could get this card for about 55K. You don't need the power up though. He does get route technician. He also gets outside apprentice. So these can be really good on offenses that you want to put him on the outside of the formation. He's going to get 4 more audibles from the outside, so that could definitely help you out. But this is a card that you really, really want to look to picking up and putting on your team. The second card in the 35 to 55K budget bracket comes to us in the form of 84 overall tight end Jonnu Smith. Now, this is our first team builder, and these team builders you really, really want to pay attention to when you are looking at some of the, budget cards for those, higher overalls, going from, 80 to 84 overalls as you're making that leap. In my case, I went from 81 overall Darren Waller to 84 overall Jonnu Smith. Now, Jonnu Smith has taken that Darren Waller role, and he is still leading my team in catches and yardage. He's got 85 speed, so if Darren Waller at 82 speed was able to take on these linebackers and secondary at 85 speed, Jonnu Smith is definitely doing that. He's got 80 short and 76 medium route running. So remember Waller's 80 and 77 route running? He actually outperforms Jonnu Smith in that case, so just showing his value a little bit more. But this route running combined with the speed that he has, he's open all the time. 84 catching is solid. He's not dropping the ball. You don't want to use him in the run game. Once again, if you do run, I've got to question whether or not you still wet the bed. If that's all you do is run, that is. But nonetheless, you don't want to use him in the run game. You really want to stick to passing with him. But this card has produced for me countless times. This is one you can obviously see he's up for 46K right now. So this is under that 55K bracket, and one that you should definitely look to target, especially if you use a tight end in your passing game. The final card in the 35 to 55K bracket comes to us in the form of 84 overall free safety Grant Delpit. I am so glad that I got Grant Delpit. He has made so many plays for me. The dude, I don't believe, has dropped a pick yet. He's only got 66 catching. I can't say the same for some of my other corners. Marlon Humphreys dropped a few. Denzel Ward has dropped a few. Previously, when I had Micah Hyde, that dude couldn't catch a cold if he was standing butt naked in Alaska. I know you've heard that one before. It's an old one, but it's the truth, man. The dude couldn't catch. That's just all there is to it. Grant Delpit, I don't think has dropped a pick yet, and he's always around the ball. That's the thing. He has 83 zone, which is pretty solid right now. Man coverage is, a little bit of a meta right now, but he has 79 man coverage, which is decent. I'm still using zone coverage though, and that 83 zone is pretty solid. We do use balanced defense, so that is actually boosted up one as well. And the man coverage is up to 80 as well. But his 86 speed and 88 acceleration allows for him to make up some ground. Especially with him starting, 15 to 20 yards off the ball. But if you need him to, he can come down in the box and make plays in the running game. He's got 88 hit power. So if a running back wants to kind of come into the, the B gap, he can kind of go in and light him up and, potentially force a fumble with a hit stick. So that 82 pursuit is really good as well. I've seen him, chase down some, some higher overall ball carriers too. So this card is very, very solid. And once again, it's another team builder. This is a 38K card right now. So, do yourself a favor. If you're struggling on defense, go out, look for Grant Delpit. He is going to make your defense leaps and bounds better. I can assure you that. So like I said, this is going to be the first of at least a two-part series where I show you some budget cards that you need to be looking to add to your team. These are cards, like I mentioned, that I've used, I've had success with. Now, I'm not one of these goons like Joel CP, who's at 261 and 66 right now, or my boy Vose. Where's Vose at? There he is, 197 and 57. No, I'm not that goony, not just yet. But I am 34 and 20, so I'm winning with this team, or I'm winning with these cards. Obviously, your scheme is going to play a huge part and a huge role, but these cards put on the right scheme can definitely take your game to the next level, that's for sure. Well, that's going to do it here for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like rating. And if you would like to see more content, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay updated with all of my uploads. I'm jslayyfitness. I'm signing out today. I'll catch you all on the next video.